This is the Professional Edge. My name's Todd, tax attorney, CPA, and certified financial planner. Host here on the Professional Edge for 5+ years. Imagine that. So now we're halfway through 2024. We've had the first presidential debate. We have sort of some noise about the Federal Reserve possibly lowering interest rates. Well, the pundits were saying in 2023 that there was going to be interest rate cuts, 3, 4, 5 different ones. Now we get into 2024 and they're like, the Fed's going to have to decrease them 3, 4, 5 times. Well, lo and behold, we're halfway through the year and the Fed is indicating or hinting at a possible rate decrease, but the economy is still strong. People are still spending. We're at $1.3 trillion in consumer debt. We have not foregone that. We are also still in this revenge travel within the United States. It doesn't matter whether we need to put this on the credit card. We are traveling. We are not denying ourselves the vacation which we have, quote, earned, unquote. So with that in mind, how does this play into your planning? Well, the economy is strong. We've seen NVIDIA, the chip maker, go off the charts. We've seen Apple do very well. We've seen Microsoft. The whole field, the Magnificent Seven, is again on track to have an incredible year. So how does this correlate with your portfolio? And also, what we've been mainly talking about is your pension election decision. Yes, pensions get frozen and you, as a participant, need to make an election. Well, you may have a lump sum option, and therefore you are no longer going to be a participant in that pension, but you get a lump sum that you can roll out to a self-directed IRA. Now, that's going to be a discounted value because the company is not going to be on the hook, and they have actuaries and they say, okay, you can elect to take your lump sum, in our example, $100,000, or you can wait until you hit the participant age of 65, and you can elect to have $2,100 a month if you do a single 100% zero survivor option, or if you elect a 50-50, it's going to be $1,600 a month. Those are just numbers out of the air for talk purposes. So with that in mind, does it make financial sense for you to take that lump sum, invest it? You're not allowed to spend it, at least not in being a client of mine. Those are your retirement dollars. So roll that over to a self-directed IRA. It'd be a non-taxable event. And now make a diversified portfolio that should accumulate to X dollars. And then when you retire at age 65, you can turn the faucet on and have these dollars come out to you. Yes, they're going to be income taxed because they've never been taxed before. So that again goes into your tax planning. So how does this coordinate with your other sources of income in retirement? Meaning, are you going to draw down in your 401k, which are going to be ordinary income dollars? Or do you have an after-tax brokerage account that we can access, and therefore we would pay long-term capital gains tax? So with that, you would have just less taxable income because those would be long-term capital gains tax rate, which are less than ordinary income tax rate. And then we have to blend in Social Security with that. And possibly Social Security, you would avoid tax on your Social Security income, or 50% would be included in taxable income, or 85% would be included in taxable income. Now, the outside calculation on making these pension elections as well is how much is your Medicare contribution going to be? Because the higher the income, well, now you're going to have to contribute more to Medicare, and that is becoming a significant ongoing burden, which actually technically reduces down your Social Security income benefit. So these are all decisions that you, as a listener here on the Professional Edge, are going to get to make. Well, with that, you're going to make them once. Don't make them wrong. Don't make the wrong decisions. So What do you do? If you have not made these decisions before, they're going to impact you for your lifetime. Well, I personally would recommend that you get a set of professional eyes that do this on a regular, consistent basis to coach you through this. And to start that conversation, give our office a call at 877-654-9798. That number again, 877-654-9798. Yes, I'm applying for a job. I want you to benefit from the professional counsel and advice that we give our clients at estate management counselors. Yes, we bring upon the financial planning advice, the tax attorney advice, being a CPA. Those all benefit you. And no, there's not one silver bullet. It's doing a lot of small things correctly that add up to a big change for you, a listener here on the Professional Edge. Yes, I said I'm applying for a job, and I welcome the opportunity to see how I can assist you, benefit yourself, your family to have that great, safe, and secure retirement. That number again, 877-654-9798. That number again, 877-654-9798. And you're welcome to listen to our podcast. You can go on to Google or Apple, and if you look up Professional Edge, these shows are put up there as well. And if you know another friend or a colleague that can benefit from this counsel and advice, not really counsel and advice, but just information to get the ball started, to get professional counsel and advice, individual advice for the individual situation, do pass it along and say, hey, you need to look at this podcast. It's called The Professional Edge. This guy, he spells his name S-E-A-N. He doesn't pronounce it Sean. He says Scene. I disagree with that, but he's got some good nuggets of information on there. So do pass that along. Send him a text and say, hey, listen to the Professional Edge podcast. It's by this guy, Scene, S-E-A-N, last name Todd, T-O-D-D. He's got some nuggets of information which might be very beneficial. I appreciate that. My kids give me a hard time about having a podcast. They're like, Dad, you don't really know that much. And I say, well, I try and purvey as much as I do know, and we all know how our kids don't think we know anything. So make that be a difference in my life so I can say, hey, look, I have this many listeners to my podcast. And they'll just shake their head and say, whatever, Dad. You all know that. So back to what we're actually talking about here on the Professional Edge, and that is your pension election. It's upcoming. If you're at FAFLAC or John Deere has also mentioned that they are laying off a tremendous number of people as they move the manufacturing down to Mexico. Yes, a lot of individuals have decisions to make there. What to do with the 401k? You got a 401k rollover. Does it make financial sense to do that? Because now you're out of a job, you've terminated service, so you get to make that irrevocable election there. There's some pros and cons to making an election with a 401k on whether we're going to do a rollover or not. And then we got to look at the assets within the 401k. Because there is a special election that a lot of stockbrokers don't know about, and these 1-800 financial firms. It's an NUA election, net unrealized appreciation. So if you're able to take advantage of that, what's in your 401k, it could save you tens of thousands of dollars in income tax. And again, being a tax attorney, a CPA, those are the level of professional counsel and advice that we provide to our clients at estate management counselors. So back to the pension. You can normally make several elections. These are irrevocable elections. You can take a lump sum today, roll it over to an IRA. Now you are in charge of getting a rate of return on those assets. That's number one. Number two, you can elect 100% pension participant benefit, 0% survivor benefit. That means when you pass away, your surviving spouse is going to get nothing. But when you are currently alive, you're going to get a greater monthly benefit than if you elect a different option. So that's number one. The risk is you pass away a year into retirement, your surviving spouse is going to get no income. Number 2, you could do a 66 and 2/3, 1/3 option, which means you get a discounted monthly as the participant in the pension, and then your surviving spouse is going to get about 1/3 of what you were receiving as their benefit for the remainder of their life. Okay? Or you can do what is a 50-50, which means you're going to get a monthly benefit, but when you pass away, your spouse is going to get the same monthly benefit. So there's no change in cash flow. So those are the main options with regard to your pension election. And you say, okay, what's the best decision to make? Well, it depends on your individual circumstance. And that's where we offer the consultation to come in and say, okay, what makes the most financial sense for you and your family? Well, to start the conversation, give our office a call at 877-654-9798. That number again, 877-654-9798. And you say, okay, I'm making some financial decisions. It's time to get things in order. We're halfway through 2024. I said I was going to get my estate plan done, also get it updated. Well, this is another impetus to move that forward. So I challenge you to go to our website, emcthebundle.com. That is Echo Mary Charlie, thebundle.com. And we're offering listeners here on the Professional Edge a very discounted benefit, meaning your estate plan is going to be done in force, in place. And then we're going to take a look at your portfolio. We can include the pension decision that you are going to make or have to make. And then we're also going to see, okay, what can we do, if anything, to reduce your income taxes? Those are clear benefits to you. And yes, it is about 1/3 of the cost of what all this combined would be. Why do I do that? Because A, I want to incentivize you as the listener here on the Professional Edge to get your planning done, get things in place, and benefit from some professional counsel and advice going forward. It's a benefit to you and your family, gives you a greater peace of mind to know that you're getting things in place, you're making better financial decisions. Yes, a lot of people don't want to talk about money, but as soon as you get over that hump, to me, it's dollars. It's ink on a piece of paper. But with that, I can add value to what you're currently doing. If I can't, I'm going to tell you straight up. But if I can help you, I'm going to show you exactly how I can help you in writing and say, okay, you get to make a decision. Do you want to work together or not? It's real simple. We're all adults. If it's going to benefit you, probably going to work together. If it's not, or you don't think there's value, then go about your business. That's fine. So again, to start the conversation, I challenge you, make the call, 877-654-9798. That number again, 877-654-9798. And if you're out in Iowa where John Deere is and you get this podcast, guess what? You could be a client too. I appreciate you listening to the Professional Edge. Hope I gave you some wisdom and some nuggets to ponder over. And if you want to catch it again, you can always go to our podcast, Professional Edge. That again, Professional Edge Podcast. My name's Todd. Thanks for listening to the Professional Edge.
With today's financial markets, are you getting the personal and professional attention you and your money deserve? Clients of estate management counselors benefit from having one set of professionals advise them on their tax, estate planning, and investment advice. We call that the Professional Edge. Todd is a tax attorney, CPA, and certified financial planner. With over 15 years' experience, he welcomes the opportunity to assist you in preparing for retirement, implement effective tax planning strategies, and to help you properly plan your estate. His radio show, The Professional Edge, is aired weekly on Sundays at 9 a.m. If you're interested in meeting with call his office at 877-654-9798. That's 877-654-9798. Do you want to feel more confident about making the right investment, tax, and estate planning decisions? Today, these decisions are more complex than ever. Have you thought about working with a professional advisor and not sure who to turn to? Not sure what qualifies one to be an advisor? Todd is more than qualified as a tax attorney, CPA, and certified financial planner. Scene is with Estate Management Counselors. Estate Management Counselors operates as an independent fee-only investment advisory firm. They're dedicated to gaining a personal understanding of their clients' objectives and implementing professional counsel and advice to achieve those objectives. So take a second to talk with Scene Todd to learn how you can benefit from their multidisciplinary practice where they coordinate their clients' legal, tax, and investment strategies into one comprehensive and integrated plan to enhance and protect their clients' financial security. You can reach Estate Management Counselors and speak with Scene Todd by calling 1-877-654-9798. That's 1-877-654-9798.